is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians, chapter 1, verses 21 to 23. Brothers and sisters, you once were alienated and hostile in mind because of evil deeds. God has now reconciled you in the fleshy body of Christ through his death, to present you holy, without blemish, and irreproachable before him, provided that you persevere in the faith, firmly grounded, stable, and not shifting from the hope of the gospel that you heard, which has been preached to every creature under heaven, of which I, Paul, am a minister. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 6, verse 1 to 5. While Jesus was going through a field of grain on a Sabbath, his disciples were picking the heads of grain, rubbing them in their hands and eating them. Some Pharisees said, "Why are you doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" Jesus said to them in reply, "Have you not read what David did when he and those who were with him were hungry? How he went into the house of God, took the bread of offering, which only the priests could lawfully eat, ate of it, and shared it with his companions. Then he said to them, 'The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear friends in Jesus Christ, today we reflect on the words of Jesus saying, "The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath and he rules over it." My dear friends, the Sabbath was the day they dedicated to the Lord. And when the Lord is with us himself, my dear friends, as Jesus says, the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. Therefore, when we have Jesus with us, when we live with Jesus, my dear friends, the Sabbath is already in us, and therefore Jesus rules in our lives. This answer of Jesus was in response to a question by the Pharisees, for the disciples of Jesus were breaking some rules because they picked up some grain from the fields and ate on the Sabbath. My dear friends, rules and regulations are there not to burden us, but to facilitate our actions. Rules will give us guidelines and show us the way how we should live. Therefore, my dear friends, the commandments of Jesus, my dear friends, are the rules of life for us now. Therefore, we need to understand that if we live with Jesus, if we live by the commandments of Jesus, my dear friends, we are not breaking other rules, other traditions. Therefore, the words of Jesus in response to the question of the Pharisees, my dear friends, was not abolishing traditions, abolishing customs, not downgrading rules and regulations, but rather pointing out the significance of the Lord living in us. Therefore, on the Lord's Day, on Sunday, my dear friends, we need to live with Jesus. We need to be with Jesus. If we are not going to church on Sundays, if we are not praying on Sundays, if we are not resting as we need and offering that day to God, my dear friends, then we are not only breaking rules, but we are abandoning God from our lives. We have all together taken the Lord or the Sabbath out of our lives if we are not spending time with Jesus on the Sabbath day. Even though there are restrictions of going to church and so on, we are still given opportunity and enough time, ample enough time at our disposal to be with the Lord, to read the scriptures, to pray, to make our devotions, and also, my dear friends, rest with God on the Sabbath day. Therefore, let us make our Sunday a holy day by being with Jesus and accepting and welcoming Jesus into our lives.